guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review, this time reviewing Never Have I Ever Season 4. I have watched all first 3 seasons. Recently, a couple days ago, got the update that Season 4 is out, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna watch, okay? Because for some reason, teenage rom-com and me, we connect, okay? No matter how much older I am than these characters are in the show, I still watch these stuff. I clearly watch it by myself. My husband don't, but he's watching it with me. But that's okay. So I'm just gonna go down the line and talk about all the characters. This season, by far, personally, is my favorite season out of all 4, just because of the fact that there's less drama in season 4 than all the other seasons. All the other seasons were like outrageous, but I feel like season 4 kind of, we slowed down a little bit. People are getting older and, a little bit more mature. So by the time we end it, I feel like everybody, for the most part, is in their happy place, pursuing what they want to pursue. And it was a beautiful ending. I didn't cry, but my heart melted. So we're going to start off with Davey. Honestly, from season 1 to season 4, I feel like she has done the complete 180, because in season 1 and season 2, she really was off the wall. Got on my nerves. Not even a little bit, a lot of it, because, I understand she was dealing with her father's passing. Her mother was hard on her, and, she had all these goals for herself for high school. So she's come a long way. And the fact that she accomplished her goals, which was to be sexually active, she got a 2 count. Okay, she went from 0 right before senior year to, by the end of senior year, her count is 2. So congratulations. Okay, not only did you complete your expectations or your goal, you exceeded them. So at the end, obviously, for those that watch, okay, listen, this is spoilers. All my reviews always are spoilers. Okay, I don't do non-spoilers. I'm sorry for those who don't like spoilers. But obviously, come back. If you didn't watch it and come back so we can converse. But by the end, she ends up with, Harry armband. That's okay. And honestly, I think they are best for each other. I was honestly, don't come for me. I was Team Paxton. I ain't gonna lie, because Ben got on my nerves too. But, by the end, I'm like, okay, I can see how they ended up together. It kind of meant to be. All right. So, nothing else to say about Devi. Her character development was great, especially from season 1 to season 4. I think she did a great job. And if there was ever to be a spinoff, or if Never Have I Ever were to ever have a season 5, Mindy, please, I would definitely be down for it. And hopefully there will be no crazy drama that they just be trying to put in there just to create drama for the show in regards to her and Ben, because it took long enough to get together. So the fact that they finally got together at the end of this season, I'm like, thank God, finally. So for me personally, I don't feel like there's nothing else to say about, in regards to Devi. But we get to Nalini, which is Davey's mom. I said Devi. Her, I feel like over the years, she's come to realize her daughter is crazy. And, she's just going to have to roll with the punches. In the beginning, she was very strict. I know she was also mourning the loss of her husband. But I think towards the end, we had a full, not even a 180 with her. But I feel like, a little 90. She's still strict. But she kind of, laid off a little bit. And now she is finding love. Who? Andres, which is Margot's father. I don't really care for Margot. You know what I'm saying? But, we'll get to her at the end. But, she's found love, and I'm just happy that it wasn't common from, I think, season 2 or season 3. I think season 2. I'm just glad it's not him, okay? He, I guess, was cool. But I'm like, this ain't it, girl. Get somebody else. So I feel like Andres is right up her speed. And, even though they kind of butted heads in a little bit, because, of course, they're going to root for their daughter. Andres for Margot and Nalini for Davey, even though Davey kind of messed up, understandably so, because obviously if homegirl don't like you and you got the words stupid B spray painted on your car, you're gonna automatically think it's homegirl who don't like you. So I get it, but at the same time, it caused a riffraff between them, and to the point where I guess she needed her stairs fixed. He's the one who was a contractor to come fix them. And because, he's rooting for his daughter, he was a little bit spiteful and delayed the project. So, no, no. You're messing up your job in that point. Like, I understand that you felt spiteful for her, but at the same time, bro, like, be a professional. Okay. Now you acting like that's immature. Okay. That's really like, come on, bro. You trying to get this money. So you purposely delayed a project because for why? Like, especially it's stairs, bro. Like, for that scene, I'm kind of like, I wasn't really feeling him, but I guess she just let it go, and they pretty much together at the end of the season. But for me, I'm just kind of like, I see where Margot gets it from. No offense, but I see where she gets it from. But like I said, I think the necklace she had on, Nalini, was from her husband or her husband's. And by the end of the season, she did take it off. And I feel like that was kind of her, like, okay, I'm at peace with his passing. So now it's time for me to move on. So I thought that was a good full circle for her. And then when, like I said, moving on to Andres, I ain't really feeling him too much, but we gonna go with it because of the fact that she likes him. Davey's here for it. Margot, I guess, is here for it. So they together, pretty much. Ain't nothing else to say about him. He seems cool, whatever. We get to Nirmala. Okay, which is the grandma. This is Davey's paternal grandmother. So I forgot her dad's name. So sorry. You see him, I think, only once this season of, she's thinking that he's there or like talking to him. And, so sorry. But yeah, his mom, Nirmala, she finds a man named Lynn. And she makes it known like, oh, he's a white man. Even Kamala was like, I don't know why you have to keep letting us know he's white. Like, we don't care. So he seemed kind of shady in the beginning. Like when we were first introduced to him, I'm like, okay, he seems cool. But then as the season's progressing and it seems like he's doing things on the side, I was with Kamala. I'm like, something going on. Especially the fact that he brought somebody else into the house and he's trying to play it off. I'm like, why are we playing it off for? No, something still seems shady about it to this day to me, even though I just watched it yesterday. But still to this moment, I'm just like, I don't know. It just, for it to be what it turned out to be, I'm just kind of like, that don't make no sense. Why couldn't we just be real from the beginning? I don't know. But anywho, he seemed cool. Nirmala loves him. She spoils him. And she spoils him with gifts, and I feel like he spoils her with food. Okay, cool, whatever. By the end of the season, they get married, and I guess they're going to be moving to their own place. I don't know if it's going to be where they're at currently or a different city, state, who knows. Okay, but it come to find out, Kamala thought he was cheating and, scamming Nirmala to steal her money, but come to find out the person he was talking to on his phone that said baby turned out to be a realtor whose actual name is Baby. And I guess she's just helping them jump on a house. So that's why they kept conversing and they was going to let everybody know. And, by after the wedding. I guess it was not even that they're moving, but a family vacation home so that they could all visit. So I guess they was going to let everybody know after the wedding. Okay. I guess. It works for this moment, but for me, I'm like, I don't feel like it would be like this if it was in real life because of the fact that I feel like if Lynn is talking to the realtor, shouldn't Nirmala be in on these conversations? It never seemed in the show that she was ever in the know what was going on, even though she knew what was going on. Anyway, we then get to Kamala. So that was really all her scenes were about, was the fact of finding out what Lynn was up to. And that's cool. But I felt like, man, we couldn't explore her relationship with Mr. K. We only saw Mr. K one scene this whole season, which was the end scene, when it goes through the montages of where everybody's going to be doing with their lives and moving on and whatnot. We only saw him in that moment, I guess, them eating ice cream. Why wasn't he at the wedding? Why wasn't he at some of these family dinners? So for me, I'm like, Mr. K should have been definitely in way more scenes this season, but okay, whatever. I guess he was doing his own thing. I don't know if it was ever expressed. I don't remember if them saying any of that, but I wish he was in this season more. Nothing to take from that. Kamala turned down a opportunity in Boston, but I guess she took it later on. I guess Mr. K went with her. Okay, cool. Then we get to Dr. Ryan, which is Davey's therapist. And like I said, there's not much scenes with her either. She there to console Davey as Davey confides in her. And by the end of the season, it was a teary moment. Once again, I didn't cry because, G's don't cry, even though I'm not a G. But when she expressed that Davey, has come a long way and, when going through trauma and overcoming her trauma to where she is now, she's a survivor. I'm like, that is so sweet. But then y'all had to ruin the scene because I guess Davey in the beginning used to break all her ceramics, and I'm like, okay, but when I'm getting this touchy scene, and then Davey like hops over the table, the coffee table, and kicks off a ceramic on the floor, I'm like, y'all just had to do this. Y'all really just had to do this because I had to watch it like 5 times, and every time I watched it, I had to laugh because I'm just like, y'all really know how to break a scene, break a touching moment for laughter, and it worked. But at the same time, I'm just like, y'all could have just had her walk around to hug Dr. Ryan, but I guess that's not what we finna do. Anywho, we didn't get to Eleanor. Okay, she's still pursuing this acting career, and surprisingly, she didn't get into Juilliard, which I feel like she would have, but I mean, sometimes she's kind of overly dramatic, so it doesn't kind of fit the scene. So for her character, she didn't get into Juilliard, and she decided to graduate early so that she can pursue her acting career. But then I guess when she was going to one of her auditions, that's when she saw her mom, and the fact that her mom was kind of like gung-ho for trying to get any scene or role she could get, it's like it kind of made her feel sorry for her mom. Like, wow, like you're at this grown age and you're still like trying to pursue a career, and it's like she still hasn't gotten her big hit, so to speak. So now her mom's like, well, now you can see why I made the sacrifices that I made. I don't know, they ain't trying to hear all that, but she's like, all right, mom, whatever. Like, I ain't trying to have this conversation with you again. Like, especially I know auditions, so let's not do this. And for her, in the beginning when she broke up with Trent, I was kind of like, okay, I can understand, because a lot of people who are dating in high school, they don't date after high school. They break up during maybe their first year of college. Like, a lot of couples do that. I mean, some do make it through, but a lot of them don't. So I feel like for Eleanor, she was just thinking, okay, I'm going to be doing this and that with my life, so you don't fit in, Trent. So they ended up breaking up with her, but she kind of led on like, we don't know where we're going to be in a year. So that's why he broke up with her. But in all actuality, they really love each other, okay? So they ended up together by the end of the season anyway. And I feel like, okay, it's fitting because Trent is a very special character and case that I feel like only Eleanor can deal with at this moment in time. So I think it's cool that they stuck around together by the end of the season, and she decided to be her own director, and he's helping her with her project. Now, as far as Trent, I don't know where he's trying to go in life, okay? We don't get really many serious scenes with him. I did like the fact that in some of his scenes, he's like, okay, I got to go to class because I'm not trying to be a senior for a third time around. And, he ended up graduating, which I was very proud of Trent for. But, that was really never explored. He never really had any storyline, so to speak. So as far as after graduation, we don't even know what Trent want to do, which I feel like they could have, put him more and more scenes of him talking with Eleanor, expressing maybe his likes or what his dreams are. But we don't see that. I mean, maybe grow a cannabis company, who for all we know, But okay. Anyway, moving on to Fabiola. For her, honestly, I'm happy for her that she chose what she wanted to do. Honestly, I really felt like she should have just told Davey from the jump, listen, I'm applying for Princeton. I like the fact that the rep that came, she made me interested, and they have a good robotics team. Even though we know Davey's crazy, and she didn't want to tell her because Davey was always crazy about Princeton. And I'm glad that in this season we got to find out why. She always said Princeton, but I'm glad we found out why. I don't think they said it in any other seasons, but it's because of the fact that she had a conversation with her dad when she was in first grade, I think. And she wanted to go to, she mentioned she wanted to go to like a princess town or college or whatever. So then that's when the dad said, well, I don't think there's a princess one, but there is a Princeton college. So ever since that conversation, that's when she's like, okay, I'm going to Princeton. So I think that's like a connection with her dad. So that's why she really wanted to go. So I understand that she was upset at the fact when early admissions came about, she didn't get in, she got deferred, and Fabiola was the one who got in. But a lot of these things for this whole season, I would say I noticed a lot of these situations could have been resolved with just a simple conversation. From the moment after her and Ben, did the do, I feel like they was both trying to act like, okay, I want to act cool about the situation. So it ended up turning into like they didn't even hang out for the whole summer when y'all could have been together since the beginning of season year. Okay, if you just had a simple conversation, but you let your friends or Dwight Howard, I don't even know how he got into the mix, cloud your judgment and you just going based off what they say when you could have just been real and just honest with each other. For goodness sakes, you guys known each other all your lives. Why can't we be real with each other and tell our honest feelings? Why did it take until Nirmala's wedding for you guys to finally say you love each other? Why? Anywho, so who was I on? Fabiola. Okay. For her, I understand, her mom pushed her to do things, but at the same time, you got to do what's best for you. I understand you ain't trying to take your best friend's spot, but in that moment, I was like kind of conflicted with what the mom was saying. Like, yeah, F your friend. Pretty much the mom was saying, F your friend, you got to do what's best for you. I understand Fabiola wanted to be a good friend, but at the same time, if your friend, I think the counselor said it great, like if your friend is really your friend, they're going to get over it and they're going to be happy for you. And essentially, Paxton was the one who made Davey realize, like, don't let this come in between y'all's friendship. So I'm glad that Fabi ended up doing what she wanted to do. She went to Howard. So listen, she went to where she felt like she belonged. And I honestly felt like had her mom not pushed her to do those Ivy League schools, to apply for the Ivy League schools, who knows, she probably wouldn't have been happy with where she would have ended up going. So I'm happy for her. Nothing really crazy happened with her storylines. We saw her girlfriend like twice in the season, so that's cool. We get to Paxton. Now, Paxton is another one that I felt like had great character development from season 1 to season 4. He was annoying in season 1, I guess the jockey, whatever guy. And then by season 2, I felt like you saw him break a little bit. By season 3, I felt like he kind of, realized, okay, I do want to go to college and I do want to, do something with my life. And then by season 4, I felt like where he finally realized what his calling was. Now, I understand he was feeling sorry for himself and down about himself for not cutting out, but dropping out of college and coming back to work at the school. And he felt kind of like a loser. But one of the scenes he had with Trent, I really felt like, okay, that's what helped him to gain his confidence and like let the boys know, because the boys was kind of talking down on him that he's back at the school as like assistant swim coach. And he let her know like, no, I still run the school. But at the same time, with Trent's help and his mom telling him the advice she gave him when he was feeling down about himself. And also, I think Miss Thompson being a little hard on him, I think that helped him to realize, like, listen, I'm the one who choose my own path. It may not be the path that everyone typically goes about, but, I got to find out what I wanted to do. And, him not even offering to help. I don't remember the guy from the robotics team who wanted to be a swimmer, who ended up getting into the swim team with Paxton's help. I think that helped him realize, hey, I want to be a teacher, because homeboy he flopped every time. I think I spit. I'm so sorry. Every time he jumped into the pool, he like belly flopped. So from going from that to being a fairly decent swimmer that Paxton helped him become, he's like, I think I'm good at this teaching thing. So at the end of the season, he ended up going back to school so he can be a teacher. I think that's great. And with Paxton, I really felt like we seen him go from a former, I guess, partier student to like going into like in between, like still wanting to be a student, but like happy that he has a job now and like a faculty staff, to like full blown faculty staff. Like he's not even like a student to me no more. I'm just like, oh, you full blown staff. Meaning like your appeal to me is just okay, like, which is good, and now by the end of the season it looks like him and Miss Thompson, Lindsay, are gonna be together, so that's cool. But for me, I'm just like, okay, we seen you go from little boy to I don't know what I want to do in my life to okay, now I'm part of the staff. I'm going to do the staff activities. And come full circle. I feel like a lot of people in this season came full circle. Paxton is one of them. He had great character development. Miss Thompson, she was a pretty thing. And I'm like, okay, girl, Paxton, good luck. Good luck. Because, she ain't like Davey. She knows what she wants. So I feel like with Miss Thompson, if you're not going to be coming correct with her, she going to really be like, we're not going to be together. And I like that. Because, maybe Paxton needs that in his life for someone to let him know, like, listen, you're not going to be treating me in no type of way. You're not going to be doing this. You're not going to be doing that. Okay. So he better come correct when it comes to Miss Thompson. I liked her this season, even though we only seen a few scenes of her, but I feel like she really kept or put Paxton in check, and she's going to keep him in check moving forward. So other than that, we get to Ben. Okay. And there's not really much to take of Ben. He was just really focused on his academics and getting to Columbia, which he got into. And I feel like he got with Margot as a rebound. So by the end of the season, I feel like he realized, like, I'm not really, she's cool and everything, but I'm not really in love with her. I don't love her. I'm really in love with Davey. So I'm not going to keep dragging her through the mud and dragging her along and getting her feelings more caught up. So I think that's why he eventually let her know, listen, I just want to be friends. And then as far as for him, goodness, I don't know what's going on my throat. But when we had that episode with Paxton and, in the narration of Gigi Hadid, I'm like, what about Ben? Remember in season 2 or 3 or 1 where they had a episode from Ben's perspective? I'm like, I thought we was going to get that this season, but I guess they didn't feel like it was really necessary. I felt like it was necessary, guys. Okay, Mindy, you should have gave him a narration, a perspective, an episode from his perspective, okay? But it's too late. It's gone. But, if you ever come back, please, let's do that. Anywho, there's really not much to say about Ben, but I did love the fact that at the end he finally realized, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. Took you long enough, okay? Took you long enough. I was pissed off only at the fact that we had to get to the end so we can't see them really come full circle and be together in love after. Like, we've seen them together in season 2, but it's not like now where they've been through all these crazy years of high school and they're officially like together and like they love each other. So it's great we got to see it at the end, but I'm just like, but I wanted to get further. Like, I wanted to see more of their love. But we're not going to see that. Mindy, thank you, Mindy. Thank you. Anyway, anything else to say about Ben? No, not really. Any character development? Not really. Ben is Ben. Okay, Ben Gross is Ben Gross. And I guess now I have to call Davey Gross. Getting to Margot, I didn't really care for her at all. I understand her moments of being angry and frustrated with Davey, but at the same time, she just seemed like she had attitude from the get-go. So ain't nothing else to say about her, but I guess they come to an agreement that, maybe their parents should be together. We don't even know if she's going anywhere. Do we really care? Not really. But at the same time, I mean, since, Davey's mom is with her dad, I guess we could have seen where she went, But okay, whatever, And lastly, the person I want to talk about is Ethan. Now, I guess he was a good distraction. He almost made Davey and Eleanor fight. Even though they did kind of fight, but I mean, for a while. Like, for me, I'm like, y'all really about to fight over a guy who don't got no facial hair. We really gonna be arguing about a boy who ain't got no facial hair. Like, he really don't be having no facial hair. I'm like, I don't get it. Maybe, yeah, he's a scared boy, I guess, and the long hair. But even back in high school, I don't even think, like, that was not my type personally, but I'm just like, okay, I mean, to you guys, that's cool and everything, but I'm like, we're going to be arguing about a guy who don't got no facial hair. Was he a senior too? Okay, but I guess, I mean, no lie, it looks like Ethan was the best that Davey's ever had. Okay, I never seen her scream, even though she kind of only did it like 3 times. She didn't scream with Ben after they did the do. But with Ethan, she was like, oh my gosh, like, she was sore and everything, That was very, they let us know how she felt with everything. Thank you for the narrator for letting us know that, that y'all could have kept that. But, he was the best she ever had. And even when she broke up with him, after she broke up with him, we didn't see him for the rest of the season. I felt like, okay, even though they're not together, they could have just been cool. We could have seen him at graduation. Was he at graduation? I don't think he was. Well, I didn't see no montages of him at graduation, but I'm like, that's it. So Ethan's just written off the picture. He's not even in the show no more. We don't even see him passing by in the hallways. None of that. Because I personally felt like, okay, she's going to break up with him, but then he's going to try to work to be better to win back her love. That's that's how you know Ethan wasn't about nothing, okay? He even said it himself. He's like, okay, I'll try not to, kiss no other girls but you, da-da-da-da. So, he was an F-boy from the get-go. I mean, everybody was saying the same thing, that he was a bad boy and all that stuff. But I really felt like, he would have had character development and became better to do better because, he did try to help her get into the school. But, he's always going to be a bad boy to get into the Princeton college. But, he ended off stealing homegirl's wallet. So it's kind of like, so we really don't learn nothing, do we, Ethan? Like, we just not going to even see if he gets better? No, we don't care about him, Mindy. Mindy Kaling, the co-creator of this show. We really just going to be like, okay, he's written off, he was there for a good time, not a long time, so that's it. So that's it, Mindy? Really? Okay. I guess. But all in all, guys, the season, I love season 4 out of all 4 seasons. I would really hope that they would come back with a season 5. But, I understand Mindy's reasoning, 4 seasons for each year of high school, blah, 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 blah. All the, nice explanation of why she wouldn't continue after season 4. But at the same time, this is a nostalgic show for me. This is a show that, would I watch it again? I mean, I would, but at the same time, it's like, that's a lot of time waste. That's like 4 seasons. That's, because each episode's 30 minutes, 10 episodes, that's like 5 hours, 5 times, that's 20 hours. That's almost a full day, I don't know. I mean, I would definitely watch it if somebody else is watching it. I would definitely say that, but just like Mindy hung it up on the shelf, I would have to hang up on the shelf too, but it was a very good watch. Definitely one of my favorite teen rom-coms on Netflix, and thank you. That's about it. Nothing else to say. Just a moment of beautiful, blissful peace for a great ending of this show. Still pissed off that it took them 4 years. I'm still on 4 years. Well, 4 seasons, but 4 years, each year of high school, for them to freaking realize we love each other. We should be together. Anyway, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have anything, what's your thoughts and stuff on, please comment. Let us converse about this season. And if you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, come back next time I review a teen rom-com, and then subscribe then. Please be easy breezy lemon squeezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.